Detroit Lions fans, welcome back. Detroit Den 313. We're back for our favorite shows. Steve, which shows are that?
These are my second favorite shows. My favorite shows are post-game shows where we're talking about a Detroit Lions win. This is a close second, followed by any type of draft talk. But I get what you're saying. It's one step closer to game day. It's Friday. Friday, hide from your boss. Turn on Detroit Den 313. Hit that subscribe button. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today, a lot of stuff to cover. We've kind of hinted at some stuff we're going to be talking about. No more hints, no more sneakiness. Straight business now, William. How you feeling about this game?
Easy win.
Easy win. That's what I thought last week too, and almost had a heart attack.
I feel better than I did last week about this one, though. I knew Stafford was going to come in on a revenge tour, and you already said it. So I don't mean to steal your thunder, but this is also a team who we had to just bend them over our leg and spank their little bottom. So they're going to want to win. They're going to have high levels of effort. They're going to circle this one on the schedule and have big plans for us, but it doesn't matter.
I like having these revenge games, I guess revenge for other teams at the beginning of the season because we're Lions and we're being hunted.
Yeah.
All right, we're used to being the predator. We're not used to being the predator. We're used to being the prey.
Yeah.
It's the other way around, man. Everyone wants a chance at their payback. We ended their seasons last year. I'm glad that we got these first two games. I think it's going to pay dividends later on down the season when we're getting tested. Hey, we weathered some storms at the beginning of the year. This week 14, 15, whatever it is, this is nothing. Let's get through these, man. We got two playoff teams. This is the second one, 1-0. Let's check another box here and secure home field advantage in this game, and then go on the road for our first road test, and let's just handle the business here on Sunday.
Man, I don't know that Tampa Bay is going to be a playoff team again, if I'm being honest. And that's not taking anything away from them. I do like some of the weapons and tools that they have. I just mean it's tough, man. If you get off to a slow start, and by slow start, I mean the Rams are 0-1. I mean, it's a big week for them now. You know what I mean? Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if they get spanked this week.
Tampa Bay won last week.
No, I'm just saying in general. Like if you're 1-1, there's no guarantees. It's not like you're on some hot streak 2-0 like the Detroit Lions will be after this one. So, I mean, Dan Campbell said it, and I liked it, man. It's nice to have a little bit of a buffer in the beginning of the season. It's tough to get wins in the beginning of the season. You're trying to get everything clicking on all cylinders. You're trying to get people's NFL game legs under them, so to speak. A lot of guys not playing in that preseason, so they're trying to get acclimated to the NFL grind. And if you can do that, man, with a couple of wins under your belt, I think he's dead on, man. I think that can help you out tremendously. So, Steve, going into this thing, where do you want to start?
What's your key matchup? Whether it's a position group, a player, what's your key thing you're watching here in this game versus Tampa Bay?
Well, the key thing that I wanted to watch was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers D-line versus our O-line. Kalijah Kancey has a calf injury. Not sure if he's playing or not. I seen him. He has not participated in practice the last few days, so I'm not sure if he'll be playing in Sunday's game or not. But if he is playing, him, Vita Vea versus our phenomenal number one in the league offensive line is something that excites me. And Tampa Bay also have other pieces, but those are the two guys that really excite me down in that interior. Hey, we got Pro Bowlers, we got savvy veterans. I just think that that's going to be fun to watch. What about you?
Real quick, I'm not worried about Kalijah Kancey and Vita Vea. I'm just Frank Ragnow, Graham Glasgow, Kevin Zeitler. They're going to take care of business, plain and simple. But I'm with you on the trenches. I'm just going to flip it. I'm looking at DJ Reader versus Graham Barton. So Graham Barton's been playing center for Tampa Bay, if I understand correctly. Didn't get to watch a lot of the game last week, but Graham Barton had the lowest PFF run grade against all active centers last week. Who's he going to be going against? DJ Reader, one of the best in the biz. I'm looking at these new guys for each team. DJ Reader, new addition from free agency. Graham Barton, draft pick for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think we have a huge advantage there. And I'm not worried. Like you said with Vita, or who'd you just say was on the Kalijah Kancey being on the injury report? He's playing. I'm not worried about injury report because if we were, I'd be sweating bullets right now because Penny Sewell's been on the injury report the last 2 days, is not practicing. I think it's just rest, recovery, that kind of stuff. So I don't trust NFL teams when they put out their injury report because I can't remember who it was. I think the NFL was investigating someone for not being on the injury report. Something last year. Do you remember that? I can't remember off the top of my head. Not to put you on the spot.
I can't remember who it was, but I do remember that it came out in an interview that someone was injured,
Yeah,
and it wasn't on the injury report. So the NFL did an investigation on it,
yeah.
but you know, it's part
Yeah,
of the
so
game.
I don't trust injury reports when they come out now. I think teams just throw names down and did not practice that kind of stuff. But matchup wise, Graham Barton, DJ Reader, I think Graham Barton's going to get welcome to the NFL. And Graham Barton's a guy you really wanted the Detroit Lions to draft, and I think he's a good piece. I think he's going to be okay. Just week 2, you got to come to Detroit, Motor City. It's going to be chaotic. Hey, go block DJ Reader. Hey, go block Levi Onwuzurike. Hey, go block Ali McNeil. He's going to have his hands full.
He is gonna have more than his hands full. He's gonna get his lunch fed to him, and it'll be a welcome to the NFL moment. And I will be excited to watch his head be put on a platter, play after play after play. He's not a Detroit Lion, F him, and that's really that's all I got for him, man. He did excite me because his versatility was something that excited me. He's a guy that can play center guard or tackle. Um, I would say I know that left tackle is the most important job in the NFL, covering that QB's blind side. But to me, I feel like center is the hardest position to play on that O line. So he's kind of been thrust into the fire, and he's going to have some growing pains. And this week, it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better.
It's
So,
going to get worse because I'll take our D line over Washington's D line. So,
period, man. Yeah. So good luck, man. Good luck to him.
lots of prayers,
Uh,
T's and P's.
yeah. Yep.
How do you feel about the quarterback matchup? Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, and I don't really get into this when people say quarterbacks going against each other. The only time they're on the field together at the same time is probably during the coin toss, but it's just something that kind of people throw out there. Jared Goff versus Baker Mayfield. Do you have any insights on old Baker?
I do. For me, I'm not a very smart guy, man. So
Well,
all the
I've known that pretty much
I
for
mean,
a
it's
long
obvious.
time.
It's obvious every time that I talk on this channel. So, but I don't mind confessing that everything that I've learned football wise, I've learned from somebody else, or I've read it. And I have the only thing good about what I do is I find the smartest guy in the room, and I talk to him and I ask a bunch of questions. And football wise, a very smart guy who's won a lot of football games, and uh, I do believe has a couple of state championships under his belt, told me that when he prepares for a team, he worries about two things: who's got the better quarterback and who's got the better coach, right? And by better coach, the most prepared coach. I think we got the better quarterback, and the percentages say the team with the better quarterback typically wins. And I definitely think we got the better coach. I do respect Todd Bowles. I think that he is a defensive genius. He's a special defensive mind. But I feel like Dan Campbell is a psychological genius. He's a motivator. He's a leader of men. He always has our team ready, and he knows how to put the right pieces around him. Those two things lead me to believe that we're going to win this football game, man. So for me, that's what I look at when I think about these quarterbacks. And when I look at a game, I always go to who's got the better quarterback, and is it definitive? So, Steve, my question would be to you: do you think that there's a definitive difference between Jared Goff and Baker Mayfield?
Uh, there's a difference, and I would take Jared Goff over Baker Mayfield. And I
10
really
times out
like
of 10?
10 times out of 10. But I really do like Baker Mayfield. I cheer for him when he's not playing the Lions. I liked him when he was at Oklahoma. I liked him staking the flag at Ohio State. That's kind of where I became a Baker Mayfield fan. When he did that, I was like, hey, man, that's a guy I can get behind. That's my kind of
Yeah,
guy right there.
yeah,
Goes to Cleveland, had the poison of Odell Beckham.
yeah.
Didn't work out in Carolina. We knew he wasn't going to really be a Ram for long. He was just kind of a bridge quarterback at the time. Kind of found a home here in Tampa Bay. I like Baker. I cheer for him when we're not playing the Detroit Lions. But I do think Jared Goff's better. And not only can I say Jared Goff's better, I think every aspect of the football field on offense, I would take the Detroit Lions over anything that Tampa Bay has. And
Steve,
that's no disrespect.
Steve, before we get away from this, can I ask you a question?
Answer.
Do you like TK85, Tom Kennedy?
I do. It's my
Would you
guy.
start him over, I don't know, J-Mo or Amon-Ra St. Brown?
No, I wouldn't.
Who gives a darn if you like Baker Mayfield? You ain't starting him over probably half of the NFL, right?
Uh,
Now you're gonna
we
start.
could have a
You're gonna start.
conversation about
I
that
could.
later.
I could think of probably 10 quarterbacks that you're going to start at least before we start Baker Mayfield. So you can like him all you want, but we know he's a Class B quarterback, man. And hey, he's a competitor. He's exciting. I also enjoy him. I also enjoy some of his commercials, but he's going to get his butt kicked on Sunday, and
I
that's
hope
just
so.
yeah, and that's just the reality of the situation, man. We got it's hands down, head over heels. We got the better quarterback, man. I would even when it comes to athleticism. I know Baker will run around a little bit and he can extend plays, but I don't know, man. I'm still going with Jared Vick, as you say.
Absolutely, I'm going with Jared Vick. And like was saying, every aspect of the Lions' offense, I would take over the Buccaneers. Our offensive line, our running backs, receivers is probably close. Tight ends, absolutely, I would take Sam Laporta. And speaking of wide receivers, there's going to be an elephant in the room. I feel like on Sunday, I think a lot of people are going to be having their eyes on Amon St. Brown. Is he due for a bounce back game?
I think he is due for a bounce back game, but I gotta go back again. I gotta go back again. I see today it's gonna be one of those days.
Did I make
Oh,
another boo?
now you said there's a comparison between these receivers. Are you going Mike Evans? Or are you going to Monterey St. Brown?
Amon St. Brown,
Are you going Chris Godwin? Or are you going J-Mo?
JMO. But the
I
gaps,
mean,
it's a close gap.
I listen again, and not to put you on the spot. Now, I'll even speculate. 10 times out of 10, I'd bet a paycheck that you're going J-Mo over Chris Godwin.
JMO's my guy. He's been my guy since 2021.
This thing isn't close. Chris Godwin isn't taking over a football game. I think we're about to see J-Mo start taking over football games, man. I
I
think he's
hope
going to
so.
step into. Yeah, I do too. But I truly believe it, man. Uh, if the Bieber fans are believers, I don't know. I don't know what you would call Waymo fans, but I'm a Waymer or whatever. I don't know. But
We
I'm
come up
all
with
in.
something better than that.
Yeah, I'm just I am a Waymo man. I'm Waymo locked in. I think that he is about to do something special. I keep standing on it. I know we're on the same island, but I feel like there's not a lot of people that are on the island with us with the thought process of how special he can be. And man, I am just I don't think it's close between him and a guy like Chris Godwin. And if I really think that Mike Evans has a capability to take over football games here and there, but what Amon-Ra St. Brown can do in the trenches, the way he can lead, the way that he goes about his business from a practice standpoint, the way he elevates his team, I don't think it's close, Steve. I think it's close.
What I love about St. Brown is all week he's been getting questioned about his stat line from Sunday.
Yeah.
Like along the lines of, with limited production, like people using that kind of stuff. And Amon, he's taken it and he said, we got the win. That's all that matters. Like I love his leadership is really starting to show. Like he got his money. He's still got to
Yep.
go out and play. He knows that, but he knows it's a long season. We still got 16 plus weeks of this, like going into a Super Bowl run. Three catches for whatever, 13, 14 yards will be probably St. Brown's worst game of the season. It's only going to get better. And at the end of the day, he doesn't care. He's still going to go out and block. He's still going to go out and run his routes hard every single time, knowing he's not going to get the ball. When he gets asked in interviews, he's going to say, if we lost, it's because I didn't do enough. If we won, I don't care what my stat line is. I love the things that he's saying, and wide receivers have a personalities for being divas. And luckily here in Detroit, we haven't really had that. Even with Calvin Johnson, like just kind of play football, answer your questions, check your boxes, don't throw your teammates under the bus, and just move along, man. I love it,
Steve,
William.
there was a little show on Netflix
Hmm.
called Receiver.
Yeah, he threw a fit one time.
I haven't had one catch or whatever it was since my effing rookie season. Throw me the effing football. This is a story I'm watching. This is a story I'm watching because there's no way. There's no way that he's going to go away. There's no way that he's going to stop being a weapon. There's no way that he is not going to have production. I don't believe that. That's not what I'm saying. But JMO's coming. And I'm interested to see how this thing unfolds.
You
I'm
buying
interested.
a JMO jersey Sunday?
You know how I feel about jerseys, man, but
Giveaway?
it's getting close. It's
Giveaway?
getting
Jersey
close.
giveaway?
I only have. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. I will make a big one. I'll make a big one. If JMO has two tutties, I will purchase a jersey and I will give it away on what was that? The following Monday. So if JMO has two tutties, I will give away a jersey on Monday. Period.
End of
Post
story.
game show, we'll get some names. Monday, we'll have somebody walking away with a jersey.
You might want to get that debit card out, William. I think Jameson Williams has 2 touchdowns in his back pocket
Well,
because
oh,
Tampa Bay is without one of their best defensive players, Antoine Winfield, not playing.
yep.
One of the best safeties in the NFL. I always remember Antoine Winfield as someone Jahmyr Gibbs absolutely gassed to the pylon last year.
Yeah.
Slight little jab there, but not going to be playing for Tampa Bay. I think that's going to be a huge difference for their defense, how they cover. They still have what's his name, Dean. I can't remember his first name, but yeah, he's no joke, and he's going to be good, but kind of a revenge game for Carlton Davis too. So I think, and have you heard what Carlton Davis has been doing in defensive meetings all day or all week?
Here, AG, heard what AG said about it. AG said, I don't want to steal your thunder. You can go ahead if you want
No,
me.
go ahead, take it.
So AG said Carlton Davis delivered him the best receiver scouting report that he has ever seen. All right. So he delivered him. He said an awesome scouting report, period. But the best scouting report on a group of receivers that he has ever seen, Carlton Davis delivered to him. So these guys are locked and ready to go. They know the way these guys stand when they run certain routes. They know what they do before they go to the bathroom. They know what favorite foods that their old ladies like. They know everything about these guys. They probably know them better than they know themselves. There's going to be bottoms getting spanked on Sunday, and normally I'm not this. I'm normally kind of chill, but I really feel like we're the better team, man. And I respect the NFL. It's crazy because in the NFL on any given Sunday, and I'm not just saying that to just say that, you go through them pick'em leagues and stuff. I've done them oftentimes, and you'll be like, this team is like the worst team in the NFL, and they beat like the Patriots when they had Tom Brady.
Just
So
last week,
anything,
the Patriots and the Bengals, like nobody
yeah.
saw that coming. You never know.
Yeah, so on any given Sunday, any team can win. But I just really feel like, man, we're the better team. I think Coach Campbell's going to have us ready. And I don't know. I just don't see a way outside of, some crazy big plays and momentum stuff that we lose this football game.
What's something that scares you in this game, William?
Something that scares me in this game, honestly, is just Todd Bowles. And I know that's probably crazy to say for a coach, but there's so many times that I've seen him draw some stuff up that really messes with people. He has some crazy stunts that he does up front that I watched, and I think they were playing against the San Francisco 49ers on a breakdown that I saw. But he was just doing crazy stunts, just keeping Brock Purdy in the pocket. And it was just every time Brock Purdy thought that he could step up on the pocket or escape the pocket, there was a guy looping around to box him back in. And then there was another guy doing a stunt on the backside. When he stepped up in the pocket, he was getting smacked by a D lineman or a linebacker. So Todd Bowles is just a special defensive mind. I almost said defensive coordinator. I know he's a head coach now, but he's just a special defensive mind, man. So him just drawing something up to make Jared Goff uncomfortable, just to get us a little bit off rhythm, that really worries me a little bit because I just respect him so much. But to the contrary of that, even though we've had a little bit of struggles, I still have confidence in Ben. And on top of that, we got so many weapons, man. If you shut down JMO, you got to deal with Amon-Ra, Laporta, Montgomery, Gibbs. We got an awesome offensive line. It's just a tough task to shut down the Lions, man.
That's my concern. I want to put this second half offensive struggles to bed. I want to be done with it. This is something that goes back to like week 3, week 4 of last season. So we're coming up on a full year of having the same conversation. And then other than like the Denver Broncos game last year, where we played a very complete game, this offense has struggled in the second half. Don't know what it is. Don't know if it's scheme, other teams making adjustments, execution. There's a lot of stuff we could dive into. Plain and simple, we have to be better in the third quarter. What I hate is when we win the coin toss, we defer, and we have that chance to double down where we get a score at the end of the first half, get the ball back in the second half, and we can get more points. We're not capitalizing on that. I feel like we're winning a lot of coin tosses. We're getting the ball in the second half, and it's meaningless because we're just not taking advantage of what a possible handicap that is for another team. I want to see points scored in the third quarter, points scored in the fourth quarter, a complete game of offense. Like you said, I think it was Monday in our post-game show, there's just no excuse for this team who's been playing together for 3-4 years. The new guy on offense is Kevin Zeitler. Our
Mhm.
offense, for the most part, has been together for 3-4 years. There's no excuse for it not to be productive from start to finish. From the time we flip the coin, from the time we're shaking hands at center field, like this offense should be firing on all cylinders, 4 quarters straight. That's my concern. I want to put it to bed this week.
Yeah, I would just like to see us be dominant, man. Like sometimes I'll see teams, that score a lot of points or teams with a lot of speed. San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys, Miami Dolphins. I'll look up at the scoreboard sometimes, man, or I'll look up in the score book, box scores, the day after the games or later on in the evening. And then I'll see them blast somebody like 40-13 or so, you know what I mean? It seems like the Lions have halves of explosiveness, man, but they don't have full games of explosiveness and then they just dominate the game. It's like, man, we'll put up 21 points in the first half, come out in the second half. The next thing you know, we win the game, 28 to the 21, or you know what I mean? Like it's like we
Too
never
close for
just
comfort.
yeah, we just never just blast people. They always get momentum and kind of get back into the game, and it kind of gets ugly. I would like to see us take that step, and I don't know what it is because obviously it's not a lack of ability, and I do know that this is a game that these guys have been coaching for or playing pretty much all their lives, and there's only so many things. You got 5 eligible receivers. I don't care if you're in little league football or you're in the NFL. The rules are generally the same on what you can do and where you can stand and who can go in motion. And, I mean, like, so I know there's only so much creativity that you can have, but I need something because other teams are doing it. Like I said, I'm naming teams that blast teams. So I think it'll be a little bit better this year because our defense is better. And we'll be able to hold things a little bit tighter. And when his offense figures it out and does have a huge scoring night, I think we're more capable of holding the defensive or holding the offenses in check. But until I see it, man, I'm gonna keep begging for it.
It's your least favorite time of the show, William.
Oh boy,
It's prediction time.
I
Give
feel like
me.
we were pretty on last week, though.
I was
Like,
far off. I couldn't have been
like
further off.
I feel like we were pretty on last week. We said that those guys were actually going to get blown out, and then it went into overtime. So I don't know how we get any closer
I
this
think I
week.
predicted the Lions to win by like 4 touchdowns last week. So I think I said like 42-13. Like it wasn't
Guys
even
are pretty
close.
much always right. Let's just try to do it again. So
So this
no,
week, I'll go first if you want, because you were first
go
last
ahead.
week.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be one of those ugly games, one of those just back and forth slugfest. Maybe there's some kicks or some punts, maybe a field position battle. Maybe Jared Goff hits a big play to Jameson Williams, but the final score of this game is going to be close. It's going to be within a field goal. I'm saying 24-21 Lions.
24-21. You think it's going to be that close?
I think defenses are going to be good. Offenses are going to be scoring. I think points will be at a premium. I don't think there'll be a shootout. I don't think this is going to be a track meet. You mentioned Todd Bowles. Aaron Glenn's been under some heat. Our defensive line's been good. They have a good defensive line. I don't see this game hitting like 30 or 40 points for each team. I think it's going to be a slugfest, 24-21.
Yeah, I can respect that, man. I'm gonna be pretty close, but I do think we dominate this game. But it's not the dominance that I'm talking about in some of those other games that I mentioned. I got too much respect for Todd to say that we're gonna just go up and just absolutely light things on fire. But I do believe that 28 points, if I'm doing my math correctly, that's just a touchdown a quarter. So we'll have a 14-point quarter, a no touchdown quarter, and then a couple of sevens somewhere. So I'm gonna go with 28-13. They're not going to score a bunch of points on this defense. We're going to control this game with our offense. And to me, that looks like a dominant football game, even though it's not a huge blowout when you look at the numbers. So that's where I'm at with it.
I hope your score is more right than mine, because I don't know if I can handle another nervous breakdown on Sunday at Ford Field. I pray that your score is more accurate than mine. I can't deal with that, William. I'm 36 years old. I'm going to die a young man if I keep watching this Lions team giving me a heart attack every Sunday.
I'm just trying to make it to the Super Bowl, sir.
All right, guys, that's it. Game day show. Drop your predictions down below. Drop your scores, your player of the game. Is Jameson Williams going to get 2 touchdowns? Is William going to be buying a jersey after the game? And maybe we're raffling it off. Leave it all in the comments. Stick around, hit that like button. We'll be back later with another show.
Peace.